was it? Because who was it?
These are the same arguments we've heard a million times and we've feuded a million times.
Brilliant.
It's just
brilliant.
boring to me. I'm sorry. There's nothing new. Although the first thing you said was interesting when it came to Eratosthenes' experiment, because you had such a fundamental misunderstanding of it, was entertaining. This is just
wait a second. The fundamental. This is what happens with you guys. You think that the things that you think are true are complex. They're very simple.
Okay,
the story of Eratosthenes is very simple, which is why I get back to you the 3 different versions.
Let's not get sidetracked. Go back to answering GE's question. Let's not go back to Eratosthenes. Go back to okay.
Yes, reflectors on the moon. Dave, will you play my videos? Yeah, both of the other videos.
Well, let me start with the guy on the moon, since that's what we're talking about here.
Yeah. Hit play, and then we can skip. The moon, 1/6 the gravity of Earth, correct?
Okay.
Okay. If you were to drop on Earth, if you were to drop a 1 kilo ball and a 6 kilo ball, would they both fall at the same rate, or would the 1 kilo ball fall more slowly?
Well, I mean, in a vacuum, they would definitely fall at the same rate. I do believe that, depending on how, like, if you climb to a high enough height, if you drop both balls at the same time, they would hit the ground at the same time.
So the one that's on which gravity is having 1/6 the pull wouldn't fall slower, would it?
Well, I don't. Wait, where does the 1/6 pull factor in again? Like, are you saying
one kilo versus 6 kilos?
Okay.
Same diameter. Okay, so let's not think aerodynamics. Same diameter, 1 kilo, 6 kilos. It wouldn't fall more slowly, would it?
No, well, no, they would fall at the same rate. The acceleration would be 9.8 meters per second squared.
That's right. Now you see these guys jumping. If you go back, Dave, because then it moves ahead to where I speeded up the footage. So if you go back to the guy jumping, just the one guy, yeah. So you see that he's falling slowly.
Okay.
Why is he falling slowly?
I mean, the moon's gravity is 1/6 that of Earth's, so
same as the Earth on the 1 kilo ball versus the 6 kilo ball, correct?
Oh.
It's a good one, isn't it, guys? It's a good one, isn't it, guys?
No, it is not a good one.
Go ahead.
So wait, are you saying that the 1 kilo ball should fall at the same rate as this astronaut jumping on the moon?
I'm saying the 1 kilo ball, which is having 1/6 the gravitational attraction to the 6 kilo ball, falls in the real world at the same rate as the 6 kilo ball.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Well,
it's a good one, isn't it?
Because the acceleration due to gravity is 9.8 meters per second squared. That's for every object on the Earth.
Right. So on the moon, you're seeing this guy. Like, please press play, Dave, so we can see the guy jumping whilst we're discussing this. You see that the guy is falling slowly, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Care to explain to your audience why he's falling slowly?
Because gravity is less on the moon. That is why he's falling slowly.
Gravity is less on the 1 kilo ball.
I can't do this shit anymore. I really can't.
Okay, you can.
Well, no, I mean
on the 1 kilo ball.
Oh,
it is, isn't it?
Gravity
That's why
plays a factor. Gravity plays a factor into how much force that the ball is just naturally exerted. Like when you say 1 kilogram or whatever. I mean, if you're talking about its weight, then that is a factor of gravity, which is accounts for the 9.8 meters per second squared. So, I mean, while like the 1 kilo ball and the 6 kilo ball or whatnot has like the different forces that it's exerting on other things, the actual gravity, like gravity's effect on them as far as falling freely towards the face of the earth is 9.8 meters per second squared. They're both going to fall at the same rate because of 9.8, because of gravity. So the reason why on the moon they're jumping like that and you see that effect is because there's less gravity on the moon because the moon is smaller. So, I mean, I don't understand what the disconnect is here. Just like I didn't understand the disconnect with the Eratosthenes experiment. I don't know like what is exactly tripping you up here.
There's nothing tripping me up. It's tripping you guys up. We heard you groaning, guys.
Not tripping me up whatsoever.
Okay. So let's go through this. 1/6 the gravitational pull on a 1 kilo ball versus a 6 kilo ball. Both falling to the ground. The 1 kilo ball hits the ground with 1/6 the force of the 6 kilo ball. Okay, but they fall at the same rate. The reason they fall at the same rate is not less gravitational pull. They fall at the same rate because that's how they fall. Now, here we're seeing people with less gravitational pull. And there, well, if you rewind, because this is where I speeded up the video.
Wait, hold on, Antonio. Can
Dave, please go back to the video, Dave, because the question hasn't finished.
Can I please ask a question real quick?
Sure.
Okay. So if the weight of the 6 kilogram ball on Earth is 6 kilograms, what do you think is the weight of the ball on the moon?
If the weight of the ball on the moon is 1/6, then the 6 kilo ball weighs 1 kilo. Not very difficult, is it? Right.
No, it's not. I just wanted to make sure that you understood the fact that the 6 kilogram ball on the Earth is going to weigh differently on the moon. So
That's
on
right.
the moon, it would be 1 kilogram, and then the 1 kilogram ball would be 1/6 kilogram.
That's right.
So
and big G is a gravitational constant, correct?
big G, yes, I believe big G is the gravitational constant. I think.
So what should happen on the moon? Yeah, what should happen on the moon with the 6 kilo ball and the 1 kilo ball? The 6 kilo ball on the moon would weigh, well, 1 kilo, and the other obviously divide by 6. Okay, they should fall at the same rate but have less force when they hit the surface of the moon. Dave, will you play the video again, please, so people can see what we're discussing? So that's what should happen. It doesn't happen.
Can I ask Antonio a question, because it's kind of like going nowhere because he's not understanding you, John? Yeah. Okay, a very simple question.
Wait a second, Dave, Steve. It's very obvious that I am understanding.
No, I assure you, you're not. Trust me.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Trust me. Okay, so my question is very simple. The law of gravity is a measurement of force, right? It's based upon big G, two masses, and the ratio squared between them.
It's a measurement of attraction.
Let me get the question out first, please.
No, just it is a measurement that I do understand. Yeah, it's a measurement of attraction.
You're a genius. So the force between two bodies of mass, a astronaut on the Earth, right? They have the same mass, right? Both of them. If you take them to another planet somewhere else, right? Is the force going to be difference between them?
They have the same mass, don't they?
But the weight is different, as you notice, because weight
they
is a
have
function
the same
of
mass.
What?
But they have the same mass,
right?
Don't they? They do have the same
the
mass,
weight is
don't
different,
they?
Right? So one will fall slower in a gravitational field than another because the weight is different.
Smashing. Can you play the video again so I can go to part 2 of this question?
For the record, I just want it on record that this is more painful than the first time I tried anal.
Okay, that's great. Okay, so rewind closer to the beginning so we can see the guy jumping slow-mo. So, according to you guys, dropping in slow motion because the moon pulling slower. Yeah? Like
I don't know what that
pulling
means.
more weakly.
I don't know what it means either.
Slower?
I don't know. Explain.
Pulling slower?
Why
I've
falling
never heard
slower?
that one before.
Okay, so why falling slower? He is falling slower than he does on Earth. So can you explain that to your audience?
Yeah, sure. Gravity is 1/6 on the moon. I mean, you're not going to get a different answer because there literally is no different answer.
So falling slower because less gravitational pull, yes?
Well, yes, because there's less gravitational pull, but the 1 kilogram ball on Earth does not experience less gravitational pull. Their masses are different.
It does.
That's what
causes
them
that's why it has less force. It does experience less gravitational pull, and that's why it has less force when it impacts. Now, you've just said falling slowly because less gravitational pull. Yeah?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Why is he going up slowly?
Oh God, Jesus Christ! I don't know why this is difficult for you, Antonio. The mass of the moon is different than the mass of the Earth. If you understand the law of gravity
slowly, why is he going up slowly?
If you understand the law of gravity, which is the measurement of force, which is big G,
slowly. The law of gravity doesn't explain why he's going up.
I'm explaining
slowly.
it. I'm explaining this.
Go ahead.
If the law of gravity is the force,
who is this speaking?
Steve. Because it's going.
Oh no, I thought it was. Yeah, but this is me and Godless Engineer.
Because John's already explained it 4 times, and he's done a great job, and you're not getting it. So maybe I'm going to try to take it down like 15 levels.
Let Godless Engineer explain why he's going.
He did explain it. Like, how many times do you want him to explain it? It's not going anywhere. Let me moderate because it's not going anywhere. He's already explained it like 15 times. It's not going to be a different answer. You're not going to get the answer you want.
John, please explain it again because I didn't.
Want to do it in German or something, maybe, or French, John? I mean, I don't know how else.
Please explain again why he's going up slowly. I don't know how else
can you explain it.
I didn't hear.
I would tell. Hey, look, I would tell John if he was wrong. You know me, okay? I would be like, hey, I don't think John's right on this. There's nothing he said that was incorrect. It's basically
it
sounds like what you're doing, Steve, is you're giving John time to think. That's what it sounds like to the surface. So let's see what your answer is.
I'm giving serious.
Take your time, John. Make sure you get this right.
I'm giving serious thought to start praying right now. Like I'm literally about to turn to God to save me from this.
Why is he going up slowly if there's less gravitational pull slowing his ascent?
Oh God! It's because of the gravitational pull of the moon. I don't know how else.
Which is weaker. Yeah, which is weaker. So it's having less retardation in his upward movement. Okay, so it's slowing him less. His ascent, so he's moving away from the surface, is being affected to a lesser degree. So please explain to your audience, why is he going up slowly?
The audience doesn't need to explain, Antonio.
So the audience can
see.
Gets it. It hasn't, Kyle, and you know it. Come on.
I'm reading it. So, the audience gets it just fine. I don't even.
I'm sure.
I'm sure. What did I do in a past life? Honestly, what did I do so horrible?
You were probably
Antonio. Look,
George says he can explain it too.
At the beginning of this stream, you're a very respectful person and you're a nice guy. But I have to be honest with you. I think you are the perfect thing that's ever happened to Blowbirth. Because if someone walks away from here believing in flat Earth, I will be amazed. I will be absolutely amazed.
Excellent. That's excellent.
I would, you know what? That's the person I want to talk to. Please, hang on one second. If there's any person who ever watches this now or in the future who thinks Antonio has a good argument in any of this, please come talk to us. You're the person I want to have a conversation with. I'm sure John would as well.
Okay. Can I have a little say now? Okay.
Yes.
What you've just heard is called predictive programming. They're predicting that you're going to be thinking a certain way, and they're trying to say to you, look, unless you're a retard,
totally.
You think still that we're on a sphere. You don't think you're a retard, do you?
He's got a point there.
You think you're on a sphere. That's how it goes.
Fair enough.
It?
Yeah, no, I'm not going to deny that. Sure.
None of
you have to be. You kind of do have to be a little.
Okay, all right. Let's go back to Godless Engineer and you guys. You two.
Okay.
Finish your talk.
Okay,
let's move to a
so, right. Okay. Well, I'm gonna jump to an adjacent kind of topic. I would love
Wait a
for
second.
you.
Hey, you have to cover this topic. You have to answer why he's going up slowly. We've covered coming down slowly because of weaker force pulling down. Weaker force pulling down. Why slowly going up? Weaker force pulling down.
Might have
Why
something
slowly
to do
going
with that
up?
giant backpack on his back because it has more mass to him, and it mass.
Is this a third person helping out? Is this a third person helping out?
Listen, Antonio. I have explained this to you multiple times, and so other people have been like, "Well, maybe if it comes from me in a different way, he will understand it." That's why other people are jumping in. Okay, gravity is 1/6 of the moon. He has a like this. The spacesuits were designed with that in mind, so that they could jump and not just fly off into space. So basically, you have the astronaut that is jumping in the air. He is pushing down on the moon and pushing away from it, just like he does here on Earth. But since there is 1/6 the gravity on the moon, he's able to ascend a lot higher than he normally would.
And slower. Don't forget the slower. This is a question about why slow. Why slow?
I don't know why this is a hang-up for you. I don't know. I don't understand why this is a hang-up for you.
Can you go back to the video real quick?
Yeah.
Do you understand that things go up the same rate they come down?
Now let's watch this jump. Now, Antonio, how much does he bend his knees?
Very little.
Okay. You think that has something to do with it? Yeah.
Okay. Will you move ahead to just past halfway, where we can see the Lunar Olympics, where they went to see just how high they could jump. And again, the question for everybody is, why upwards slowly if the force that is slowing the upwards movement is weaker?
Oh, man.
Okay, so if gravity's 1/6 that it is on the moon.
Watch how slowly he goes up. Just watch. Whoa, very slowly. And here I speeded it up. You were saying, John?
Okay, so Antonio, what do you think the acceleration due to gravity is on the moon?
The answer is to you. Why up slowly? I can tell you why up slowly, but you won't accept my absolutely irrational explanation of why up slowly.
Well, okay, what is your explanation for why up slowly?
Okay. They weren't on the moon. They were on the Earth. I'm going to demonstrate this with the next video. And because they were on the Earth and the previous missions, people have said, hey, this looks like you've just played the footage slowly. We want to see jumping. So the second, this was Apollo 15 or 16. So they did it again, only this time with wires. So they could play the footage slowly, but also having them going up higher. You, Kyle, asked about the bending of the knees. Okay. If you play the video again, Dave, you will see, everybody will see that the bending of the knees up, considering the heavy weight, okay, please notice the bending of the knees when he lands. Oh, next to none.
Right.
Next to none. Next to no bending. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that tells you this guy is suspended from wires, which is why there's the leaked audio from NASA saying cable 1, cable 1. But forget that.
I agree.
That's what happened with this. Okay.
I agree.
And now I have another video that will demonstrate to everybody they were not on the moon.
Okay, hold on. Before we get to that, you have to understand that the acceleration on the moon is going to be less. So the acceleration due to gravity, that's why he moves slowly up, because the acceleration.
No. Slowly down, yes. Or slowly up? No. The pull is weaker.
You understand that. You understand that gravity doesn't only just work when things are moving down, right? I mean, you understand that gravity is a constant thing that's happening all the time. So whenever I jump up, gravity is pulling me back down.
You know, when you're in the water.
Okay.
You know, when you're in the water.
One sec. We have two people that want to come in to help explain this that are very much passionate about this. Frustrated Atheist and George.
This is a debate between GE and Antonio, and there's too much going on as it is already. No, this is a debate between them two. We'll stick it like that.
Okay. Well,
there's too much going on as it is.
So let's see your bullshit about how they were faked on the Earth.
Okay, but first, let me just explain this. So yes, gravity is consistent, wonderful, completely comprehend. Now, when you're underwater and you're holding a beach ball underwater, when you let go of that beach ball, it goes up much faster than it falls. When you're outside of the water, you drop it, it falls. Yeah, we've all experienced this. We know what happens when the force is not balanced. Okay, now the guys are jumping supposedly in lower gravitational field, which means the pulling down force is weaker. Okay, they're going down slowly. You can say maybe because the pulling down force is weaker. They're going up slowly. No, you can't. So now I'll play Dave. If you play the feathers, if you play the feathers, Dave, the feather video. I think it was 14 seconds. Because one of the things that they did, if you could scroll to 14, was they dropped a feather and a hammer. No audio. Turn the audio off, please, Dave, because there is audio. This is the one that has copyrighted audio. Obviously, we're not hearing, but he's explaining that they're going to drop a hammer and a feather. Now it pans out so we can see, get a clearer view. Falcon feather, because that was the falcon, and a hammer. And drop. Boom. Wonderful. Wait. Carry on playing it. Okay. Let it play on. Now here's a human being not in a vacuum and not on the moon, dropping a feather and a hammer. He's dropping it first, point down. Now he's going to drop it like they dropped it, flat. Now the excuses, this video has been on my channel before. The excuses that globe believers have is this. That must be a balloon hammer and a feather that has been covered in some kind of heavy epoxy. The other excuse is it's not real because they're bouncing. If you were to drop these on sand, they wouldn't bounce. It's spongy carpet. But you can see that they're not in a vacuum unless that guy is superhuman. Or maybe you think that he's got like one of those head helmets like deep sea divers. He's got
Antonio, look at that feather. Look at that feather, yes. Antonio. Watch that feather.
Now he drops it from the side. Yeah.
Yeah, watch the feather here.
Yeah.
What feather do you know? Dave, go to the one where he drops it and it kind of cuts angles off to the side. Look at that.
That one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, watch the feather on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. What feather do you know is going to ricochet like that?
Just about every single feather in the world. It would have to be something like an owl feather. Just an owl feather would have to. It would have to be something like an owl feather.
Okay. Regardless, hey, regardless, Antonio, what I'm seeing here is that the feather is being dropped, and there is minimal resistance from the air around it for whatever reason, whether or not the thing is coated with something or something like that. It doesn't really matter, because your little experiment here is not going to disprove all of science when it's concerned with,
that's a pretty shitty aerodynamically feather, I can tell you, man.
The feather fucking bounces. Look at the feather; it bounces.
It's like made out of like
Antonio,
plastic or something. I don't know. It's weird.
This is horseshit.
This is aerodynamic.
Capital H horseshit. The fucking feather bounces.
Is it CGI?
It doesn't have to be CGI in order to be manipulated in some kind of way. You could have
I'm going to a monastery. I'm shaving my fucking head tomorrow. I'm going to wear one of those orange robes, and I'm going to sit in peace, contemplating the decisions that I made for the rest of my fucking life that led me to here, to watch where I'm watching somebody tell me that a feather fucking bounces off the carpet.
Okay, or you could just get a feather and a piece of carpet and see for yourself. That would be.
I don't have to. I'm not that fucking stupid.
Well, hey,
I'm just saying it could be done without CGI, but it could be CGI. But either way, that's not an aerodynamic feather that I've ever seen. Feathers don't do that.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, the feather. Okay. Would you like me to replicate it myself? I can get a feather and replicate it.
Okay.
I can't guarantee it will bounce.
How many times have you plucked a feather from a poor eagle?
Yes, I want to see that. Let's do it.
Okay.
Find a feather. Let's do it.
Not right now, obviously. I don't have a feather handy. I will get a good feather, and I'll replicate it.
You don't have a feather pillow?
And I will. What I'll do is, first of all, I'll weigh the feather. It will be continuous video. I'll weigh the feather, and you can see. Okay. In fact, there is another video where somebody actually does that. Continuous, weighs the feather, and then drops the hammer and the feather onto his bed.
Okay.
Sideways.
Can I sort of do my adjacent topic now?
Do you really want to?
Absolutely.
It's up to you.
So
for a penny per pound, go for it.
Yeah. So considering that you're no fan of gravity or the idea of gravity, how do you explain why things fall? Like, I mean, this is pretty adjacent to what you just asked. What is your explanation for how things fall, or why things fall?
My explanation. Okay, so my explanation to why things fall is the same explanation, different side of the same coin, as to why tons go up, like tons, like hundreds of kilos, thousands of kilos, why they go up. It's the same explanation, different side of the coin, the same coin.
Okay.
Just because you're looking confused, the redwood forests in California, okay, hundreds, thousands of tons that must have defied gravity to go up, because they're certainly not as light as clouds, and yet hundreds of feet above the ground. Yes.
So basically, you're saying the fact that trees and other plants grow straight up into the air, therefore gravity doesn't exist.
No, I said it's gravity. It's the other side of the same coin. The reason things go up is the reason things go down. It's the same field. It has a two-way motion, direction.
Okay. Why are you
if you like, I can ask you. According
is it
to your
like
theory
Satan's asshole or something?
Again?
Yes, I need to.
I mean, like, is the explanation like Satan's asshole or something that's like ridiculous?
Kyle.
I'm not sure. I think Kyle's trying to do a joke. Just wait a second.
He's ordering pizza.
Yeah, he's probably hungry. I'm hungry too. Yeah. Antonio,
that's what I'm having.
What is it that causes things to go up or down? Like, it doesn't. I don't care which way you explain it. You say that it's the same thing for both. What is it? Can you please explain it to me without being vague? What is it?
Let's call it. I'm going to coin a phrase for it, a term. Okay, I'm going to call it gravity and levity. Registered trademark, copyright Antonio Subirats. Gravity, like serious, down, and levity, light, up.
Well, you know, Antonio, this was great.
Wait a second. Did you literally pull a Michael Scott when he walked into the office and declared bankruptcy, and you just you did a trademark?
I'm not sure. Okay. I'm not familiar with that. Okay,
this was great.
But here's the situation.
Antonio.
Here's the situation. You have tons of timber that have defied gravity. Somehow, you guys can't explain it. Your theories can't explain it. They explain small facets. They do the same as
yes, I have somebody that needs to be committed immediately. His name's Kyle, Kyle, Curtis. He's hallucinating.
No, Antonio, I don't like, what do you mean that science can't explain why shit can grow up, or that shit can be
if you look into it, you'll find that it doesn't explain it.
No, it does. There are perfect explanations for it. Like, the reason why certain trees can grow to be as tall as they are is a factor of gravity. Like, if gravity wasn't a factor, then there would be nothing to prevent them from growing taller.
Are they climbing on little levels of gravity, and that's how they get higher? Is every molecule just by osmosis going to the top and congealing, and is that what's happening?
What are you talking about?
Trees growing. That's what we're talking about. Trees growing.
Well, right. Trees grow. I mean,
trees grow up. You know that trees grow up. Generally, you've got some oriental ones that grow a bit sideways that are really cool. Or maybe you can ask gravity to deal with the clouds, the thousands of tons of water that is, they have a hall pass.
No, they don't have a hall pass. But I also asked you to describe what force is causing things to be dropped or whatnot, and the best you can give me is droppity and uppity. And
no, gravity and levity.
I don't see a difference in what I just said. I really don't. There's droppity and then there's uppity. You say gravity, but you don't mean gravity. What is your definition of gravity?
I do mean gravity. I mean gravity. I mean the gravity that pulls with the same accelerating force. With the same acceleration, yes. That's what I mean.
No, but you don't understand. Gravity does not only work when things are falling down.
I never said it. They did. In fact, it seems to
the fact that you are separating out the different forces between levity and uppity or droppity,
gravity,
whatever. The fact that you're separating them out seems to indicate that they are two different forces to me.
I described earlier that the two sides of the same coin. It's the same field.
What is that field?
If I give you one coin, I mean, it must be really easy to trick you. I just give you one coin, say, look, it's heads, okay? And then I turn it over, show you the other side, I say, see, I've given you two coins. Like, no, it's one coin, the same coin.
Are you really trying to say that I am like stupid or something like that with a coin? I mean, I'm asking, like you're giving me two different names, levity and gravity, but apparently they're part of the same principle. What is that principle called?
Is it just
all gravity?
Gravity and levity.
I'm gonna have to. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to end this for my sanity, so that I will have the desire to want to stream again. I literally sitting here going, I wish that Edgewise was here to tell me that there were dragons in Africa. I wish that Brett Keane was here to tell me to go watch Games You Love. I wish I could hear Kent Hovind say water. I wish anything more than what I'm fucking hearing right now. This is absolutely...
You have 777 viewers, but you'd like to quit it to save your viewers. I've seen some of the hangouts you've had. Everybody's having fun.
We don't want the real truth to get out. That's the issue.
No, I am not.
You make such brilliant arguments that we just cannot have that.
The fact that you just said, Antonio,
levity,
Antonio, this just shows that you were trolling, because the fact that you just said everybody here's having fun. I've seen your shows, you've seen our shows, and if you've seen them, therefore you know that no one has ever said to the degree that this was just on another level. I mean, stupid's not even a word. Like it's insulting, stupid to say some of the things that you were talking. Like it's just, and I don't get it, because you're a nice guy, you're very respectful, and it's very frustrating for me that you say the things that you're saying. Like just
there's a field that causes there's a field that causes a downwards whilst it causes an upwards. Are you saying that there is?
You literally said that gravity works as such that it works the same way coming down as a redwood tree going up into some clouds that have tons of water.
Well, I'm trying to explain to John, who's asking for an explanation of what levity and gravity are. There's a two-way field. Okay, that's what's happening. Trees are obviously the part that's defying gravity. It's not really defying gravity. It's growing up along the same field. Okay, you can look at a route that travels against the current if you want. I'll pull it up and share it for you. Unpropelled by anything.
We had fun, but we can admit now the charade's over. I mean, you know,
everybody has seen.
Okay, all right. We'll say goodbye. We'll say goodbye to you then, Antonio. Thank you for coming in, Dave. Thank you, Antonio, for that.
Wait, do I have permission to mirror this?
If you would like to mirror this, then yes, please. This is a PSA. Absolutely mirror this. 100%.
Thank you.
You absolutely can. Thank you for coming in, Antonio.
Thank you.
Have a good evening. Okay. I don't like getting played like that. That irritates me.
You know, I think he was just trolling too. But real quick, yeah, just to get this out there for people, George, he puts it right. He basically says, look at little, and this is new check. Little g on the moon is 1/6 of the Earth. This is the gravitational acceleration. When a person pushes off from the surface with an initial velocity, VO, that person will rise up with a velocity that continues to slow with time due to the pull of gravity. The velocity with time is V equals V initial minus GT. If G is smaller, the velocity takes longer to slow. It takes longer to slow with a smaller G on the moon than it does with a larger G on the Earth. It is mass independent. And I think to clarify that though, basically I just put it in a nutshell for him, and he agreed. Smaller G, smaller rate of change. Therefore, jumping is longer. There you go.
The thing is, though, the only person that needed to hear that is gone. Everyone else understands exactly what the hell is going on.
No, listen, like I tried, like I did. I mean, do you really honestly think that the exact like formulas and the exact explanation of all of the forces at work whenever you jump up in the air and you come back down, you really think that he was going to be able to understand that? I mean,
no, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Yeah, I mean, if he was here, like in I don't know, good faith. I mean, are we saying that he wasn't here in good faith and he was just here?
Not today.
No, he Yeah, he flat out when I said the charade's up, he said, "Yeah, it's out." I mean, he knows he was. He was saying things. The guy showed a video of him dropping a feather that fucking bounced.
Well,
feather bounced.
That poor bird that feather came from probably didn't fly very well.
Most flat earthers will argue that gravity is different for different objects. So the fact that the feather and the ball was hitting the ground at the same time in both videos disproves that. I will say that.